Welcome to Brett Ridgway's Learning for Life. This is Lesson 7, Part 7 of starting a tune from scratch with the mountain dulcimer. We're using Boil Them Cabbages Down simply because it's an easy tune to use and it's underrated in its teaching capabilities. But we've talked about playing on the bass string, melody string, above the 7th fret. We've talked about using chords. We've talked about inverted chords. We've talked about chords above the 7th fret. If you've not seen these videos, you can go back and catch up on these. We've talked about vamping. We've talked about noodling. Trying to think what else we've covered. We've covered a lot of stuff. I hope you're taking this nice and slow. Oh, we've talked about slides. We've talked about pull-offs. We've talked about hammer-ons. And again, it's not being able to do all these things separate. It's putting them all together so that you can literally embellish on the fly without thinking with any song. That is the goal. And that's going to take you a while to learn. But you have these lessons. They're available to review again and again and again. Today I want to talk a little bit about flat picking. I have flat picked this. And we've also done some strumming. So I want to talk specifically about flat picking and what I do, how I do it. One of the things you want to do is make sure that you anchor your pinky and or your ring on the side of the fretboard. You could also put it on the top. I find it more comfortable on the side. A lot of people have problems with that. I'm going to show you these. These are made by Tom Irving. These are Dulcimer. And what's nice about these are actually really nicely built. This is a soft, like a rubber, and some of them have stuff here. And there's different styles of these, you can see, and they're for all different widths when you order them. And I have these on my website. When you order these, you just want to measure the width of your instrument. So some have this kind of like this overhang, and some are just flush and kind of rounded here. But what you would do is you just put this over top of your fretboard and you rest your wrist on it. And it gives you a very good anchor. So if this is something of interest, I do have these on my website. These are great. Again, they different widths and things like that, different designs. But if you want to order, just measure this width. A lot of people have a hard time with this. And even if you don't, a lot of times they're just convenient to use. So when I flat pick, let me show you what I do. I'm picking just the one string, and I do a lot of flat picking on the bass because it works best on the bass. So I pick the note, bum, I go out on all the strings on the dit, and then I come back just on the bass on the T, like dit T. If you don't want to even strum, you could do this, or and come back on all. I just like this. It gives you that boom chukka sound that a guitar would have. So you're picking individual strings. This is just playing on the single string, maybe coming out in the middle. You don't have to strum all the strings. You could actually start on the middle string. So when I'm playing on the melody, what I'm doing is I'm picking the melody and I'm still coming back just on the bass. So bum, dit, ti. Let's do a chord in there, it sounds better. And you can see how you can actually go from the melody to the bass. So I hope you're catching everything I'm doing, because what I'm doing here, right here, I went on that A chord. I went from the bass string, strum, melody string with the hammer on, bass, melody, melody, bass, now, the strum I'm using, I'm going out, out, back, back, out, back. Out, 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 back, back, out, back. It doesn't matter, you could use this as a strum. Out, out, back, back, out, back. 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 And again, you vary from it a little bit when you have these other notes. We also covered using different chords. When I say different chords, instead of using this D, this G, this A, you might want to use this D, this D, this D, this G, or this G, this A, or this A. And we did talk about that. And that just came to my mind. So you want to practice this flat picking. The other thing I would suggest if you're flat picking is use a harder pick, a stiffer pick. That's going to give you a lot better sound, a lot better accuracy. If you're strumming, a thinner pick is a little bit easier, but when you're flat picking, I would recommend getting a harder pick. So again, not a long lesson. But there's so much. You can be practicing this pattern right here. So work on that, work on the flat picking. Again, I will put a link to these rests, these Dulcimer rests in the description of the video, and they are on my website under recommended products. And I will have those available. Again, I do hope these lessons are help and a blessing. Thank you, patrons, for making these lessons possible. I could not do it without you. You are the foundation, and thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for supporting this work. Thank you for investing in your own learning process and investing in this process and in this program. Thank you so much, and to anyone who might consider becoming a patron, please like on Facebook, please, not Facebook, YouTube, and please like, comment, subscribe, and help get the word out about these lessons. Thank you all so very much. We will conclude this set of lessons next week with our last lesson, and then I'm kind of leaving it to the patrons what direction to go, whether to go back to a regular tune or to restart this whole process again with another tune. And we're just going to see how that goes. So thank you again, patrons. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.